Nathalie, hello.
Hi, Alison. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I'm really excited about this project for you.
It's a pleasure, and I'm really excited too.
I've been following your work for quite some time now. You're a pioneer sausage maker in Quebec. Is that the title that you appreciate?
Oh, yes, I would say yes, but, I'm not really at the front. I'm somebody that is working, more in the back. I don't like cameras and I don't know. It's I'm doing my work. That's it.
Well, you're doing some fine work indeed. You've been working for the past 17 years in the production of organic, nitrate-free artisanal sausages. What has changed in your work or evolved in the past 17 years?
Oh, I would say it's going to be 20 years really soon, in 1 year, in fact. And I would say that I'm always going deeper in my values because I have the opportunity, the financial opportunities to do it. The more the enterprise is growing, the more I can go in my own values.
So is that how the Economusée project fits in? It's
yes.
in line with your values? How?
Well, an Economusée is an artisanal enterprise that is both a workshop and a museum, allowing the public to meet an artisan and, of course, his colleagues who practices a trade rooted in tradition, but which is part of modernity. It's not folk dance here.
Uh-huh. So how does it make it accessible? Because your work is, as you mentioned, you work, behind the screens and behind the camera, and you're in kind of like a lab environment. How are you going to make that accessible to the consumers?
Well, first we found the land. This was really important because our values are in the sustainable tourism, I would say. We needed a really, really beautiful place to receive the people. So we're really lucky. We found a little. It's not that little. It's 300,000 square feet.
That's not small. That's not small.
And it's the project site is nested between the city of Saint-Pascal in Kamouraska and the Highway 20.
Okay.
So the place is important because there's a river all along the land. There's the Rivière Goudron. I think Goudron is tar in English.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So the river is called Goudron or tar because the color is really a dark brown, and it's really beautiful river. And then just beside you have a caburon. We call it in our region caburon. I think it's from Cap Rond or Round Cape. Mm-hmm. So we have a beautiful one that is called caburon à coton. So we have this little mountain, just over us. So it's really, really peaceful. And I think it's the best place to receive the people so they can connect with the work that we do because we do respect nature so much. My work is really related to the respect of the nature mm-hmm. because I don't like to intervene too much in what I do. So the people will come to see us, to visit, and see all the different stages of the work, every little step in the making of what we do.
Mm-hmm. You said just now that you don't like to intervene too much. Nature plays a pretty big role in the sausages that you produce. How so?
Well, maybe I would start with the flora. It's an indigenous flora. We're the only one working like that, I think, in North America. Why? Because we don't spray, I would say, bacteria, yeast. It's all natural. It's coming from the animal itself, the pork, the spices, and the air of Kamouraska.
Okay, so to help our listeners understand what you mean by that, Nathalie, can you explain how sausage is made?
Oh, sausage! It looks simple, but it's so because in every books of food in the food industry, when you grab a book about charcuterie, it's written in big at the start that making dry sausage or saucisson is the more difficult thing to do in all système alimentaire. So it looks simple. What I will explain to you looks simple, but it is not like that. You have to understand that you work with meat. The meat is fat and the lean or the muscle of the animal, and you have to glue it together.
Okay.
Because you will cut the meat and the fat, and you will mix it with spices, and everything has to stick together. So that's why when you often when you buy a sausage, cured one from somebody that starts in this métier work field, you will often see little or emptiness. There's trou. How do you say that?
Yeah, little holes. Like you can see that the fat and the meat just doesn't stick together. It separates.
Yeah. 10 years ago, we would see that often on the market. Now, people are getting better and better, but it's really difficult to do. So you cut the meat. First I choose my pork. It's really important, the one that I use. It's an organic one. It's well raised. I visited all the installation of Viande du Breton. Breton is a famous, I think they are underestimated in Quebec, the work that they do. Mm-hmm. And so I choose their pork. The spices are organic, so we say in French irradié.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
eradicated.
Yeah, it is pure. So there's bacteria in it. Of course, that's what I want.
Okay.
And we mix it with spices, and we put it in boyau. It's the intestine of the pork.
Mm-hmm. We call it like a natural casing.
Natural casing, yeah, that's it. Natural casing. So then we have to put what we did, the sausages, in a fermented a room that will ferment. So there's a heat. There's stages. It's going from, I think, 5 degrees to 24 degrees, just to be sure that there's enough heat so the bacteria fight together.
And the bacteria is what creates ultimately in that environment and the flora and everything coming together from the natural bacteria found in the meat and in the spices and
in the air.
And in the air creates the sausage.
The sausage, the taste, it participates to the taste. It's really important.
Yeah.
And it's protecting the meat.
And so you couldn't. So what you are doing in the Lower St. Lawrence region with all of that environment and the natural bacteria and the flora could not be replicated anywhere else in the province.
No, if you do it in, let's say, Abitibi, the taste will be different because the air is different. There's a lot of épinette, sapin, all those trees that are specific to Abitibi. In Kamouraska, we have the salted air. So that's why people often tell me, oh, I don't understand when I eat your sausages, Nathalie, it tastes Bas-Saint-Laurent.
Is that, well, I'm thinking you now understand a little bit better now that you've been doing this for almost 20 years now. What's also very interesting is that you made the voluntary decision at the beginning of your sausage adventure to work with herbs and spices that are typical to the natural environment around you. Why was it important for you to not just produce these in the lower St. Lawrence region, but to use the herbs and spices found all around you?
Well, I've been traveling a lot, and my father is French. So we know that in Italy, there's regions that they make products specifically with what grows around them. So I thought 20 years ago, we don't do that here in Quebec. Why? Well, I could try it.
Yeah, well, what made you believe, though, that 20 years ago, when no one was doing these dry sausages the way that you're doing, and no one was using these herbs and spices in cuisine, very little were, what made you believe that that was the way to do it?
I wanted to taste to taste my own region. It's simple. I wanted to... I was so amazed by what was growing around me, all the livèche écossaise. I don't know how to say it in English. Maybe you know it, Alison?
No, that's fine. I'll be very honest with you. I have no idea. It's livèche.
It's the parsley that grows. We say in French, we can say persil de mer.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is growing naturally. It's part of the ecosystem of my region, and I thought this tastes so much. It's so good. Why? I want it in my products. That's it.
Yeah, as simple as that. And your sausages have been recognized, we can say worldwide now, from other sausage makers in countries that are renowned for making sausage. France, for example, charcutery. So this new project is sort of the next step in your environment, in this very rich biodiversity of FOUDUCOCHON. What do you hope a project like this of opening or giving access to consumers about the way you make food, what do you hope it helps to bring next in a new generation of consumers?
Oh, this is a beautiful question. I'm not happy with... I'm going to share something special with you. I'm not happy about what's happening right now in charcuterie in Quebec. I think that things are made too quickly. There's no personality. We say in French, tour de main. I looked in English. How can I translate? It's really difficult because it means that the movement of the hand, Yeah. It's not hand. It's more than handcrafted. It's tour de main. It's the movement. It's the hand in movement. And we don't have. It's not part of our education here. We need to make money fast, so we are working really fast, and cured meat needs time. So time is a big ingredient. So what I want to share is that to the people that comes to visit us is that food that takes time to make is better.
Voila. You have the final words, Nathalie. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, and congratulations on this amazing project that highlights your savoir-faire, your tour de main, and helps people understand the impact of time and natural flora in food.
Thank you so much, Alison. It's a pleasure talking with you.